Hello there everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another video here on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be playing with a couple of the new Spellbinders club kits. I have the stencil of the month. It's a really beautiful Christmas stencil. It comes with 5 different stencils. These 2 are like more of a sweater, and the other 3 make these beautiful Christmas baubles. So we're going to do something with that. And then I also have the wax seal of the month, and I love that color combo of beads. Oh goodness. And then the most wonderful time of the year wax seal. We're going to have fun with that. I'm going to play off of the color combo from those wax beads, and we are going to do some coloring with our Distress Oxides onto some colored cardstock. Now this is some very old colored cardstock that I have from a long time ago, but I love the color. I just think it's so pretty. Kind of reminds me of like a very subdued gold, but it's matte, obviously. So we're going to take our Distress Oxide inks. This is Candied Apple, and I am using some blending brushes. These are older blending brushes. I tend to use these ones specifically for my Distress Oxide inks because this is what I have. I'm not sure if the Distress Oxides mixed with the Distress inks actually hurt them, but I don't want to find out. So I'm going to go with this. I brought in some aged mahogany, and I'm just using the very tip of this brush in particular, and I'm just kind of putting it where I think there might be some darker area on the baubles. And I really love how that adds just that extra dimension to these. It's super, super pretty. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think it was going to look that good, to me anyway. So very happy with that. We'll pull away that first stencil, and then we'll bring in our second stencil, and I'm going to bring in some green colors because, like I said, I wanted to go and kind of match with the beads that I have for our wax seal. So that first color is Mowed Lawn. It looks pretty bright on there, but I'm going to bring in some of this Lucky Clover, and again, just using the tip of that brush, we're going to blend right on the edges, kind of deepen that up a little bit more. Still stays, I guess, a little limey would be maybe the color, but I think it works with the green that we have in those beads. It works fine. So then I'll pull that one away. I love how that looks. And now we'll bring in that final stencil for this one. And this is going to be the gold. We're going to use a gold ink along with a gold brush that I have. And we're just, kind of lightly putting that on there. I've had this gold ink pad for probably 20 years. I'm not joking. I may have refilled it once or twice, but I've had it forever. So yeah, we'll pull that away. I love, love, love how that looks. We will finish up this background a little bit later, but I am going to bring in another piece of that same color cardstock, and we're going to put the sweater stencil in there. I feel like you could do this in the background of those baubles as well. I just didn't try it. You could probably do it with like a dye-based ink, and then if you go over the top of it with more of a pigment ink, that would work. So we're just going to blend that Candied Apple all over this. I'm not going to go for any sort of shadowing or shading in this particular stencil, but we're just going to blend that all over. Then we'll pull off that stencil, and we'll bring in the other one. And for this other one, we're going to use white. So I've got some Shark Tooth white from Ink on 3, and I do have a blending buddy for this one because that one is specifically, you're only going to have pigment inks in white, I think. Well, maybe there is you know what? I think there is a dye-based ink. I don't know how well it would do with blending because I've never tried it, but yeah, that's right. There is one. I think I even have it. I clearly don't use it very often. All right, so pull that away. I really like how that one looks too. Then we're going to put this into my makeshift splatter box. And for the sweater looking one, we're going to bring in some Lucky Clover Distress Oxide spray. And I'm just going to tap a little bit of that just to bring in that green. And then I have some Picket Fence white distress paint. And I'm going to dilute it a little bit, add a little more paint because I think I diluted it too much. And then we'll splatter that all over the background. Now, because these are Distress Oxides, they're going to pick up, or that the white is going to pick up some of that color back there. So it's not going to stay stark white all over that, but I do like how that looks. So this is our background. I'm going to set this off to the side to let that dry, but I'm really happy so far with how these are looking. All right, while those are drying, we're going to bring in our seal kit that you can get through Spellbinders, and I'm going to open up these beads and we're going to start playing around with it. I had so much fun playing with these beads that I ended up making 5. So we're going to start off with 5 beads. Whenever I start off, I usually start with 5 beads. So I've got 2 green, 2 red, and a white. And I'll tell you that red is a very beautiful opaque red. It is beautiful. The gold and the white and the green seem to have a little bit more of a shimmer to them, but that red is very, wow, it is beautiful. So we're going to just work in a circular motion. And you'll notice, yes, I did use my heat tool. I don't, as I've said before, if you've watched me, I don't have an open flame in here. I have cats and obviously lots of paper, so I'm not going to do that. And I have heard that there is an electric warmer. I've never tried it, just because the heat tool works, so I'm okay with that. All right, we're going to try another combo, and this time I'm only going to use 4 beads because I already have some wax built up in there. But check it out. That red takes over a little bit, doesn't it? It's really pretty, though. So we'll do 1 red, 2 whites, and a green in this one. Again, heating that with my heat tool from top to bottom. And then, again, working in circular motion. Just kind of working that around. And then we'll bring in our wax seal and just kind of slowly let that sink into the wax. And then I do use a baby wipe to wipe up some of my mess. But for this next one, we're going to use 2 gold, a green, and a red. So I want to bring in that gold a little bit and see how that goes. So once again, circular motion. And I know you can't really read the words. We will deal with that situation after we're done playing around with all those beads. I love it. These combo bead packs are just, oh, and you're going to get something almost different every time. So for this one, I've got 2 greens, a white, and a red, because I already have a lot of red inside my thing still, my little spoon. And then our final one, I'm not going to use any red beads in there because I do still have some of that red in my spoon, and so we're going to see how that ends up looking. So we'll use 2 gold, 1 white, and a green. And it didn't pick up a ton of the red, which I'm actually okay with. It does kind of bring in some of the red in the edges, but talk about pretty. I love these. These are going to be so much fun to make for Christmas, for all those Christmas cards. Okay. And then I'll clean up my mess using my baby wipe. And then you can take a look at how pretty those look. Like I said, it's kind of hard to read the words right now. But we're going to bring in one of those DecoColor pens. I've got a gold one. We're going to use a silver one also because it kind of mimics the white. And then I do have a red oil paint brush that or a paint pen that I had. And I used that on one of them. And that looks pretty good too. But we're going to stick with the gold on this one. So I did cut down this panel. I have a card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5 inches, scored at 4.25 to make a side folding A2 size card. And then I brought in some scraps of gold cardstock that I had. We're going to put that down. And then I do want to bring in the wax seal stickers that Spellbinders carries. These are great. I've tried using glue. I don't have a lot of luck with the glue, to be honest with you, to get it to stick down. So these little seal stickers have worked great for me. I haven't had any issues with my seals coming off of there. So we'll just stick that one right down on top of there. And then for our next one, I'm not going to trim it down. But with the trimmed down piece that I did have, I'm going to stick that on the inside of this card so I can kind of bring the outside in. And I'll have to trim off that excess. Because yes, there will be a little bit of excess because you want your card to be able to close, so you can't go from right to the middle all the way to the outside. And then this piece will just glue right down to another white card base. And as you can see, I have another couple pieces of scrap gold cardstock that I've trimmed down. And we're going to put those on there as well. Playing around with which one of those seals I want to use. And I'm using my glass mat to kind of line things up. But I love how this looks. It just kind of brings that gold in. I really did not want to cut down that background any because I love all those baubles. They're so pretty. And then once again, we'll bring in one of those seal stickers. I'll have everything linked down below that I did use, so that if you're interested in any of it, you can go snag it for yourself. And then there you go. That's actually going to finish off both of our cards for today. I love how these turned out. It's really gotten me excited to be making more Christmas cards. And I hope you like it too. If you do, please hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.